Boy, I am so proud of all of you. We're really learning a lot by talking with older people about their experiences, aren't we? Let's see, who wants to go next? Simon, I know I've been anxiously awaiting your report. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready. My report is on the Holocaust, which is the time when Hitler became Chancellor of Germany on January 30th, 1933, until World War II ended on May 8th, 1945. During this time, an estimated 11 million people were murdered as a direct result of measures taken against them by Hitler, and almost 6 million of those people were Jews. My friend, Mrs. Kerjes, was just one of those Jewish people who was put into a Nazi concentration camp, but survived. I know the assignment was to tell a story passed down by a friend, a family member. This is not a story that I could tell, and even if I could, probably just think I made it up. So I'm willing to take an F on my report, because I heard Mrs. Kerjes' story last night, and it's more important for her to tell it to you than for me to tell it to you. This is Charlotte Kerjes. She's a survivor of one of the death camps called Auschwitz in Poland. Mrs. Kerjes? Thank you.
I was taken to the concentration camp with my mother, my father, my little brother from Hungary in 1944. My older brother was a soldier fighting for Hungary on the Russian front. And my sister was captured by the SS men right after the occupation. I arrived in Auschwitz with my younger brother, my mother, and my father. We had traveled for 4.5 days on the train without food, without water, without sanitary facilities. In the train, it was very, very hot. And the stench and the heat and the noise was unbearable. In the car, there were people screaming and crying. There was a panic in it. We did not know where we were being taken. When we arrived, finally, somewhere, the doors opened up. Oh, there were hundreds of people trying to get off and pushing each other. And my father held our hands so that we would not be separated. They told us to form 2 groups. The men should form one group, and the women and the children should form another group. 5 months earlier, my brother turned 13. He was bar mitzvahed. So now he didn't know if he was considered here to be a man or a boy. I told him to go with my mother. No, because mothers, they take care of their children, sick children, and my brother was very, very sick. See, I didn't know. That was my decision. I killed my brother because the group with all the mothers and all the children were taken directly to the gas chamber. Even today, I cannot forgive myself. Well, I was looking for my father. Oh, my father, he was 6'2", tall man, very strong, and he always knew what to do in any situation. when I saw him, he was standing there, and he looked so miserable, with tears coming down off his face. I didn't think where I was, what I was. I started to run to him. I didn't know what I wanted. I guess just to comfort him. The SS man stepped forward and he stopped me and started screaming at me and beating me. Go back! You go back where you belong! I had no choice, no. I had to go back. So I went to where my mother and my brother stood before. But they were nowhere. Well, after this, they told all the single women to form a third group and to step forward. There was a young SS man, and he was standing, so he was so relaxed and smiling, and as we passed him by, he was waving so left, right, left. Later we found out that those who were waved left ended up in the gas chamber. We went to the showers. They told us to take off our clothes. In the shower, they shaved our hair. We were standing bald and naked. I was completely humiliated. When we came out, they gave us some rags to wear. I got a man's shirt with no buttons. I tried desperately to cover myself. It was 2 o'clock in the morning and very, very cold. Then the SS came and told us to go back to our barrack. We would meet our parents. When we came there, naturally, no one was there. Some of the girls started to scream, cry, "Where are my parents? Where are my parents?" And then the SS came and said to us, pointing to the sky, "Look up. What do you see?" The sky was black, heavy with smoke. And then he said, laughing, "There are your parents. And that is where you are going. The only way out of Auschwitz is through the chimney." And that was my arrival to Auschwitz-Birkenau. My mother, my father, my brother, dead. After the war, I found out that my older brother and sister were dead too. Of my family, I was the only one who survived. If only we could stop hating each other.